The Trump administration is facing a number of lawsuits over its sweeping new measures to restructure the federal government. These include cutting paychecks, halting funding for programs, and closing several federal agencies. But many of Trump's regulations have been blocked or halted by the courts, with recent rulings showing strong opposition from many quarters. A federal judge in New York issued a temporary halt to a major Trump administration initiative early on February 8. U.S. District Court Judge Paul A. Engelmayer blocked access to the Treasury Department, data and payment systems by the Department of the Treasury. If the administration moves forward with the measures, Engelmayer found that if the administration moves forward with the measures, it risks causing irreparable harm due to potential misuse of data. The lawsuit was filed by 19 Democratic attorneys general. The challenge to the Trump administration's decisions is not limited to a single lawsuit. A series of other Trump executive orders have also led to litigation in states across the country, and many of the cases could take months to resolve. The cases raise complex questions about executive and legislative powers, and some could end up before the Supreme Court. Critics say President Trump's efforts to cut the federal workforce, reduce benefits, and end some social programs run counter to laws passed by Congress and upheld by the courts for decades, particularly those protecting the rights of federal workers and civil servants. In recent weeks, the Trump administration has faced a number of setbacks in the courts, albeit temporary ones. But it remains unclear whether the courts will agree with his longer-term initiatives. As of February 8th, courts had halted several key Trump administration policies, including a freeze on federal spending and an end to the Born in the United States rule. Earlier this week, a judge in Washington ruled that the Trump administration could not publicly identify FBI agents involved in cases related to the January 6, 2021 riot at the Capitol. On February 7th, a federal judge in Washington also halted a decision to furlough 200 employees of the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, ordering most of the agency's employees to leave the country within a month. The Trump administration has insisted that its measures are legal and will be vindicated in court. However, with lawsuits continuing, the administration faces a challenging legal future, as its decisions are being vigorously challenged by groups and individuals supporting opposing political parties.